that said, we go from that to Triple H coming out, and he pretty much talks about how, the Authority, they went in search of the future, and they found it with Seth Rollins, who's now the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but it's time to find the next Seth Rollins, and all in all, this is to hype up the return of Tough Enough that will be on June 23rd, and apparently the WWE Universe is going to decide the winner. From what I understand, one male and one female are going to win this competition. And it's going to be, again, from what I understand, 10 men and 5 women competing. So, kind of a lopsided ratio there, but nonetheless, very interesting to
Yeah.
see how this season pans out.
You know what though? Here's my thing. At first, I was really, and I'm still annoyed because it's like you're gonna have the result be equal, but you're not gonna have the number of contestants be equal. But at the end of the day, all this really does is give the women a better chance to win because you got a 1 in 5 rather than 1 in 10.
Well, yeah, and again, we know one woman is going to win because it's going to be one male winner, one female winner.
That's what I
Uh,
just said.
right. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. But Tough Enough isn't the only thing that Triple H talks about, because then Kane interrupts, and Triple H first makes a joke, says, Kane, you seem a little old for Tough Enough. And then, Kane just, says, look, I've been calling, I've been texting, and Triple H is like, I know, I'm gonna handle it. And he says, listen, I'm pretty much done with Seth Rollins. I've had it up to here with this crap. I helped him win the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he's just acting like a spoiled child. And it seems that you're backing Seth. He's your investment. So because of that, I just want to give my 2 weeks notice. Then Rollins comes out, and he tells Triple H, look, just let Kane quit. We don't need him. Rollins calls Kane a coward. Kane gets in Rollins' face and calls him a spoiled little punk. And then this is the best line, I think, of the segment. And he says, do you think it would have been any different if it was Dean Ambrose we got instead of you? We could have made Dean Ambrose WWE champion. Hell, we could have made El Torito WWE champion. So pretty much saying, look, we made you who you are, Seth. You were just kind of the template. It could have been anybody. It could have been Dean. It could have been El Torito. Anybody. You're nothing special without us. Obviously, of course, Rollins takes offense to that, but Triple H separates him and says, look, this isn't how we're going to do business. And you know what? Kane has been the most loyal member of the Authority, pretty much praising him for all of his work since he joined. And because of that, he's going to be the guardian of the gate for your match at Extreme Rules. If anyone wants in or out of the cage, they have to go through Kane. Kane thanks Triple H, says he won't let him down, and they shake hands. Rollins can't believe that this is happening, and Triple H said, "Look, you got to be the man, and you got to deal with this, more or less. I'm rewarding Kane for his behavior. You need to shape up, and you need to get on the same page as Kane." Kane extends his hand, and Rollins does reluctantly shake it. So on the surface, it seems like they're a cohesive unit, but we're going to find out later that that's a facade. So, anything you want to say about this segment before I move on?
No, I mean it was fine.
All right. We continue with these guys when we come back from break, and Triple H tells Kane, look, you have corporate responsibilities now. You can no longer be Hellfire and Brimstone. You no longer are Hellfire and Brimstone. And Kane says, oh, yes, I am. And he marches off to prove it. And then, he again kind of digs into Seth and says, look, you're supposed to be the man. That championship doesn't make you the man. Going out there every night and proving it, that's what makes you the man. So tonight, and Seth says tonight, but I got to worry about Randy Orton. No, he says tonight, you're going to have the match that you were supposed to have last week against Dolph Ziggler. And then Seth pretty much makes a proclamation, you know what? I am going to beat Dolph Ziggler. I'm going to destroy Dolph Ziggler. I'm going to prove I'm the man because I'm no longer the future. I am the man. And then he just walks off. So, again, like that little dynamic there. It'll be interesting, especially Extreme Rules Fallout, to see how this continues or if it's just going to be resolved or what the case is going to be. But after that, we get Naomi versus Brie Bella. Here's the thing about this. Everybody knows that I'm a really big Naomi fan, and she does a screen promo pretty much saying, look, I'm tired of being the good girl. I'm tired of waiting my turn. Paige is in my way. She was ahead of me in line, so I took her out. And how many Bellas do I got to beat to prove that I deserve a shot at the Divas Championship? So, again, another great promo from Naomi. I'm loving her heel kind of promo work. The match, for the most part, I enjoyed. She kept her athleticism very reserved. She showed it early on, but what I liked about it was she did kicks to the head, which I feel like is more heelish because, they do the on-screen, like the whole concussion thing, and throwing off the equilibrium. So it's like, oh, wow, she's really out to hurt Brie Bella. So I like that. She was really grounding Brie, again, showing a completely different side from the athleticism and the high flying that she did as a babyface, except for the finish.
Yeah.
Because as you kind of grown too, Ashton, she's still using the damn rear view. And
Yeah.
I think why I just can't let it go is that you and I know for a fact that she can do other maneuvers as finishers because we've seen it. So why are you still doing a move like that? What sense does that make when you're a heel? And again, like, it's a shame that I even have to talk about this because I loved everything else. And I've been so high on Naomi really for a long time, but especially recently because heel Naomi is like awesome, and I want her to be Divas champion. But that rear view, man, is not going to work. I would almost rather she do. Do you remember when, for that brief time, she did like a variation of that final cut kind of move where she like slammed the arm down and it was like that kind of DDT sort of thing? Like,
Yeah.
even if she brought that back, because that's not really an aerial thing, and I think that kind of keeps with the heel demeanor, I'd be cool with that. But literally, ass and face, I'm not going to get behind that. I mean, really, is that or is that not what it is? And like, when I look at that, I'm like, you're so much better than that. I say that from as a Naomi fan. I'm not trying to be critical or really mean or anything like that. It's just she's so much better than that, and I can't buy that as a finisher at all, especially now that she's a heel. I feel like that makes it even less of an excuse. Um, but I really have to say too, and I can't believe I'm going to say this either because they're normally historically horrendous in this role. I even liked commentary here because Nikki was on commentary and she did all right. Because I think she's going to have to play the babyface role at Extreme Rules, and that's just going to be weird given all the stuff she's done recently. But
Yeah. What the heck, man? No,
dude,
no, 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 no. Paige is still the number one contender.
well, from what I understand, man, she got taken out. So man,
Oh, that's right. They wrote her off. Dang it. What the frick?
yeah, well,
Nikki
yeah.
Bella is the babyface. I was all getting ready to get up here and be like, oh, Nikki Bella needs to stop cutting these babyface promos. She's a heel. And now they're turning her face?
Well, Ashton, I just hope that everybody joins the heel side and revels together in Naomi taking that title off Nikki Bella, because I sure as hell am. But
Oh, the irony. Naomi's finally getting an opportunity at the championship, and she's only having to do it as a heel, and the opponent is a babyface Nikki Bella, who might as well be a heel. What's wrong with the world today?
so much. But what isn't wrong, again, to kind of bring it full circle, the commentary.
Yeah.
I like that they did not let up on Nikki Bella, and they actually gave Naomi credit. They're
You
like,
know what, though? Here's my thing, and I know that this is going to sound me maybe being overly sensitive. Can they not think of a different word to describe a black athlete than athletic?
you know
It's
what?
Shelton Benjamin all over again. We get it. He's black. You don't need to keep calling him athletic, for God's sakes. When was the
Yeah,
last time anyone said that Dolph Ziggler was an amazing athlete, even though he probably is the best one in WWE right now?
you do make a fair point. Now, I will be honest, and I will say that I didn't really pick up on that or read into that. That doesn't equate, though, to you being wrong. It's just I didn't register that, so that is definitely something to think
Right. I
about.
mean, it's like the old stereotype where, like, if somebody's talking about like a white football player, they'll call him a scrappy gym rat, that kind of thing. It's
Yeah,
like these or anytime they're talking about a black head coach, he's a real class act. It's like, just come up with different descriptions of people that doesn't necessarily go with the euphemisms and stereotypes that have been getting perpetuated for decades.
yeah, I could see where you're coming from. But, I mean, still, I have to give them credit, because, again, normally they're usually
I mean, the
very
good thing is that they
horrendous.
consistently gave Naomi credit. The bad thing is they were
Yes.
incredibly repetitive about it.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair. I would definitely concede that ground. But I'm just glad they gave Naomi credit at all. Like, when they were doing that, I'm like, wow, you know what? And, and Nikki even seemed like a bit off-put, like, well, it's whatever. Well, no, Nikki, she's beating you. She's beating you, and I really hope she beats you again this Sunday. But, yeah, I mean, commentary giving the heel their due.
Yeah,
I
she might have beaten me before, but she didn't beat me for this.
yeah, oh my God.
Oh,
And,
I know she's a good athlete, but where's that gotten her? Has she ever won a Divas Championship? Considering she's only had like 3 opportunities.
Oh man.
maybe even less than that. I was fewer than that. I was overestimating based on probability.
Yeah, man.
I know of one opportunity. I can't think of any others.
Yeah, the big divas like Vicky Guerrero's Invitational at Mania
That
30.
she blew.
I also remember another opportunity, which I think was only her second, so I think it's only been 2 opportunities. She had a match against AJ that Miz had arranged for her during that whole Miz and Mizdow versus Usos storyline,
Oh,
and he
that's
got that
right.
championship match to occur on a good side, and then her husband cost her the damn match. So you
Yeah.
know what? Good for Naomi. Screw everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just realized how much everybody else has sucked to her up until this point. So yeah, okay, you go, girl, freaking power, turn heel on everybody. Um, yeah, Nikki Bella can screw off with her, but I'm the champion. I won
Can
it
I? Yeah.
twice.
That's the thing. Like, how is she a babyface?
Look, even people in the chat were saying, in friendlier terms, obviously, that even if she is the babyface, she still has jerkish tendencies, and she
Yeah.
still has those tendencies that are just so unlikable.
Yeah.
We're pretty much coming back because I remember way, way, way back in the Twitwell archives when we talked about the Bellas turning face the first time, how I couldn't buy it. I mean, they were pretty much just talking about how when Karma was a thing, oh, we don't even believe you're pregnant. You're so fat or whatever, and doing things like that. Like how do you turn face after that? And then it's the same thing again. Well, Nikki, you turned on your sister. You tried tearing your family apart, and you've been pretty much talking down to all these women. You were bullying Paige only a few months ago, and now you expect me to cheer for you when there's a legitimate athlete who's been passed over time and time again is getting her shot? Screw off. Telling you, man, it's unbelievable.